Got to keep him up here, otherwise I don't know what he'll be doing. Number one, again, I've said this before. I think this is the best rivalry in all of college basketball. And I've been fortunate to be a part of this game for a few years, a little bit over, it's probably my 11th or 12th. And you remember every single moment from every game. And sometimes you come up out on top, and sometimes you don't. But, I was really proud of our guys. I thought we had a lot of former players here tonight. And I thought we represented those guys in the right way. I wanted our guys to play really hard, play for one another, play for our former players. This game's all about toughness and all about togetherness, and I thought we showed that tonight in a big, big way. I thought we took a big step forward as a team, especially from where we've been the last 3 games, and that was on me. But I did think we've taken some positive steps here forward, but we got to keep pushing the pedal down. We did not play our best basketball today, nowhere near it, but we did get some big performances. I want to first talk about Quentin Gooden and Tyreek Jones. Q, he has had a kind of an up and down here start of the season, but he ended up with 8 assists today, 2 turns. I thought defensively he was really, really good. He was locked in. He was engaged. He played really hard. And then I think Tyreek, obviously, he got in foul trouble to start the game. He got 2 quick fouls and thought about playing him, depending upon how the game was going to go there in the first half. But Zach Fremantle played so well that we didn't need to put him back in and risk that. But Tyreek in the second half, I thought, dominated the game around the rim on both ends of the floor. Ended up with almost a double-double, and he only played 4 minutes in the first half. So I'm really proud that we were able to send those guys out the right way in the crosstown shootout.
Travis, you said, sorry, making sure this is on. Entering the game, there were 3 keys, and one was to crash the glass, one was to play good transition defense, and the third was to limit turnovers. How would you assess the team did those things today?
I think transition, they got 5 quick ones in the game. I think their first 5 points may have been in transition. And I thought we were pretty dang good overall. Even in the second half, the one time Zach ran back into the paint and Cumberland got a 3 there at the top of the key in transition. He's supposed to come in trailer opposite. But I thought overall it was pretty good. They had to play in the half court, which was big for us. Taking care of the ball, I thought we were pretty good overall. I know we finished up, I think, with 11. But I thought for the most part we were able to kind of get the ball where we wanted, whether it was inside to Tyreek or to Zach, against their 1-3-1. They really pressure you, and they're physical. They got very physical guys, Keith Williams and Trey Scott and all those guys. And I thought we were able to get the ball kind of where we wanted. So really pleased in that area. And then on the glass, you look at it, again, they still out-rebounded 41-36. They ended up with 13 offensive rebounds. We got to block out. We got to shore that up because that's hurt us. If you look, it's been a pattern against Lipscomb, Green Bay, and again tonight against Cincinnati. We got to clean that area up.
Travis, you talk a lot about the look in your guys' eyes and how that kind of tells you everything that you need to know. When you walked into the locker room at halftime, what were their eyes telling you today?
They were ready. You could hear Tyreek's voice. Even as I was walking back in, Tyreek was already in the locker room, and you could hear his voice. And sometimes you know how it is, you don't play for 16 minutes straight. You can kind of get lost. But I heard his voice the entire time. He was locked in, making sure, again, his troops were ready to roll. But I felt like our guys, I knew we were going to play better because our last 2 days of practice have been significantly better. I felt like we had everybody on the ship heading the same direction. The mentality was right. You could tell we were steering in the right direction.
Travis, what was it about the way the game was being played that allowed Naji to really have the kind of night he had?
Naji's a big-time player, first and foremost, man. He's worked really hard for this moment. And I believe in him. He was ready for it, man. Again, this, and I said this in the press conference before the game. It's a player's game, and you have to be the aggressor, driving, post-ups on the glass. I thought he was getting to his spots. He got into a really good rhythm early on in the game. He just kind of had that flow tonight, but he's got to always play slow like that. Again, I thought he was able to kind of get to his spots. Even on his jump shot, he took a couple tough ones there, and he'd say, "My bad," which I didn't like. But overall, he was the best player on the floor. I don't think he was even close tonight.
Travis, as the game evolved, how much were you kind of watching and seeing how Jaron Cumberland looked health-wise to how you would approach him defensively, or did that not change as you watched him?
Yeah, I think he looked fine. He's a big-time player. I mean, we recruited Jaron. I've seen Jaron since he was a freshman, right, at Wilmington High School. I mean, he's a big-time player. I thought we did a pretty good job guarding him. We kept him off the line, showed our hands. You know, Naji played tremendous defense. Everybody's going to talk about, hey, Naji scored how many ever 31 points. Naji played pretty dang good D. He made him earn his points. I thought Bryce Moore did the same thing. Again, Jaron's a terrific player, and we knew that kind of. I mean, he's going to be ready for this one. I mean, it's a big game. He's a senior.
Did you have any thought coming into it that he wouldn't play? Even since
No chance. No shot. He was definitely playing.
Yeah.
I didn't believe any of that.
Travis, one of the themes we've had this year has been Zach Fremantle's play. You mentioned a lot, the moment's never too big for him. What were your thoughts for his play in his first crosstown shootout?
Zach's going to be really good. Really, really, really good. And again, you know, like in the first half, we didn't have to play Tyreek because Zach was so dang good. And you never know if the moment's ever going to be too big for a freshman or if they have that look in their eyes. Zach was locked in. And quite honestly, you know, we have to figure out how to be able to play him and Tyreek together some. And that's on me. And we got to offensively and defensively got to be able to figure that out a little bit. Because I do think, again, even in the second half, I rode with Tyreek because he's a senior. He's been in this game, and I thought Tyreek started really dominating the game. But again, like we got to find ways to continue to get Zach Fremantle on the floor. He's a big-time player.
Coach, when you say that you've got a lot of things to work on still, yet you just roll past Cincinnati, you've got a couple power conference wins, and you're 9-1 at this point. What's it say about the capabilities of this Xavier team?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we're 9-1. I feel like we're 0-10 at times. But you know, I think again we're nowhere close to our ceiling as a team. And once we get everybody playing really well within their role and executing on the offensive end, we're going to be pretty dang good, I think. We got a shot. But again, it's like I tell our guys every day, talent doesn't equate to winning. It's all about that toughness. It's all about that togetherness. It's about details, the discipline. We'll get there. We'll get there. That's for dang sure. John, I'm impressed that you're here, by the way. Again, you were in Indianapolis earlier. You're all of a sudden down in Cincinnati. You're everywhere.
So I have a follow-up. Naji Marshall's 31 or Skyline Chili?
No answer. Because I love Skyline, and I love Najee's 31. But the only way I'm going
I
to
do
eat
too.
Skyline tonight was if Naji had his 31, right? So maybe I'll give you Najee's 31.
That means he's having Skyline.
And hey, you want Skyline, Winston? Yeah. Winston, what do you order at Skyline? Three-way.
Smart man.
Is that it? Thank you.